Various forms of traditional Atlantic salmon stocking have taken place in the Miramichi River watershed for centuries. The MSA is strategically positioned to carry out traditional fry stocking. Each autumn, the MSA partners with anglers, outfitters, and volunteers to collect wild adult salmon broodstock from the Cairns River and from the southwest Miramichi River near Juniper. Salmon are typically collected through angling on the Cairns, while a net is used to collect adults in Juniper pools. Often, these same locations are used each year so we can track our stocking results and compare them to previous years. The adults are brought back to the MSA hatchery to be spawned, which is done by gently removing the eggs from the females while wearing gloves to protect the fish and mixing them with the male sperm. The adults are then released back to the wild where they were collected from. The fertilized eggs are placed in trays, which are then placed in troughs in a building fittingly called the egg room. These eggs are monitored over the winter and hatched in the spring in egg boxes. After the eggs begin hatching into fry, daily maintenance is done, such as quality checks, cleaning the troughs, and feeding the juvenile salmon. The egg boxes are dismantled and checked once all the eggs are hatched. Once the fry reach maturity and they undergo vigorous testing and permit approvals, it is time for them to be released back into the wild where their parents came from. The Juniper fish are strictly stocked back into Juniper, and the same goes for the Cairns River fish. The number of fry stocked is estimated by calculating their weight. Estimating the number of fry to be stocked helps us manage fry densities when transporting them and stocking them in their natal water, ensuring we maximize their survival. When fry are ready to return to the river, they are placed in low densities into buckets and securely placed in oxygenated water tanks on the back of trucks. The MSA staff then carry the buckets to the portions of the river which will later be electrofished in order to see if the stocking has been successful. According to an earlier study done on the Miramichi River in 2003 by R.A. Kunjak and J. Therian, the annual survival for juvenile salmon in the first 3 years of life averages between 31% and 34%. The MSA's hatchery manager, Holly Labadie, says that the survival rate of fry in the MSA hatchery averages approximately 80%. By collecting broodstock and producing fry, the MSA can maximize fry survival and stock strategic areas of the watershed that need our help. This is just one way that the MSA can protect and sustain wild Atlantic salmon in the Miramichi River thanks to its supporters.